Finding recent Power Rangers is always a struggle. There have been so many different Rangers that the canon usually just reuses one of its many characters, which is great, because I had to search far and wide and explore some interesting stories to bring you part 2 of the top 10 newest Power Rangers you've never heard of, I hope. This is Top 10 Nerd, let's hop into it. Coming in at number 10 is Shredder. Now, while you may have heard of the TMNT villain Shredder, I bet you haven't heard of him as a Ranger. In 2019/2020's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover comic, the Turtles' greatest enemy and leader of the Foot Clan has managed to capture Tommy Oliver, who was trying to infiltrate the Ninja Clan for some other undisclosed reasons. With Tommy caught now, Shredder found it pretty simple to steal Tommy's Dragon Power Coin, allowing Shredder to corrupt it and use it for his own ends, turning himself into the Green Ranger. He gets all the normal Power Ranger power-ups alongside his own abilities as a Master Ninja, which makes him one hell of a threat. His look is really cool too, mixing both the look of the Green Ranger with Shredder's classic look to create a super imposing villain. Number 9. Amelia Jones. Power Rangers recently is continuing on in 2023 with a new series, Cosmic Fury. The new Power Rangers series will be a continuation of Power Rangers Dino Fury, except that now the Power Rangers will go to space. Very cool. But something big for Power Rangers also happens with Cosmic Fury, as it was announced that this season will have Power Rangers' first female Red Ranger, Amelia Jones, the current Pink Ranger for Dino Fury. It's important to point out that there have been a few female Red Rangers in the Power Rangers universe across both the shows and the comics over time, yet all of them only really appeared briefly. For example, Charlie, the evil Red Ranger from Power Rangers SPD, only appeared in a very small arc. The same is true for Lauren, who briefly appeared in Power Rangers Samurai. However, Cosmic Fury will be the first time a Power Rangers team will have a female Red Ranger for the whole season. Amelia was the very first character audiences were introduced to in Power Rangers Dino Fury, and it was through her search for the Dino Henge that the Dino Fury Power Rangers of Earth even came to be in the first place. Before you keep watching this video, make sure to drop a like if you like what you've seen so far. Anything helps when trying to grow our channel even further, so your support is appreciated. Thank you. But coming in at number 8 is the Teenage Mutant Turtle Rangers. So with Shredder now possessing the Dragon Coin, he joins up with Rita Repulsa, because if you're gonna have a crossover, you gotta get everyone involved, right? Somehow Shredder found a way to make it impossible for the Rangers to use their coins to morph, making it possible for him to come out on top in the fight against them, forcing them to retreat with the aid of Casey Jones. The Rangers, now unable to use their coins, agree to give the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles plus April O'Neil their power coins, turning the Turtles into Teenage Mutant Turtle Rangers, and I cannot lie here, it's pretty awesome. Instead of Jason, Kim, Zach, Trini, and Billy using their coins to help out in the fight, they put together ragtag sets of ninja-like armor and weapons. Now, as the Ninja Rangers, they team up with Casey and head to infiltrate the Technodome to try to free the imprisoned Tommy Oliver, while the Turtle Rangers go and kick some butt. It's really cool. Number 7, Archon. Okay, so Archon here isn't really a Power Ranger, but he is a former member of the Empowered, who are a group of beings gifted with a direct connection to the Morphin Grid's energy, kind of like Power Rangers, but not really. Archon, son of Invon and High Sword of Circina, is suited up in what looks like samurai armor, with a sword and a shield, and this humanoid-looking chicken eagle alien thing is an elder on Safe Haven, and he is highly respected and seemingly highly capable. Although he plays more of a background role in the comics, seeming to just help protect the people of Safe Haven. Except for this one time when Hartoonian refugees showed up and he seemed to want to completely destroy them since their species was responsible for the downfall of his own, but luckily Zach, the Black Ranger, intervenes to stop this from happening, and it's just one big hullabaloo. But again, he isn't a Ranger, but he's just a really good character and he looks so awesome. So, sorry. Number 6, Ranger X. Yep, we're still looking at the TMNT Power Rangers crossover here, but that was volume 1. Thankfully, in 2022, we got the second volume and it has some equally awesome moments. Maybe this one isn't exactly awesome, but at least it's really cool. See, in volume 2, Casey Jones gets corrupted by the villains of Dimension X, and he managed to become Ranger X, an evil ranger. Casey's usual hockey stick weapons have been converted into an energy scythe, which is so cool, and he also wields 2 Laser Eskrima. His ranger armor is like all black and white with a big red glowing X in the center. He's got these really cool spiked shoulder pads cause hockey, and he kicks some serious butt. It's just too bad that for the most part of the story, he is a bad guy. Or is he? You'll have to read it and find out. Number 5, the Dimension X Rangers. So Ranger X for Extreme got his powers by being given a morpher with an X on it. It turns out that there are actually 4 more of these X-themed morphers, and they apparently once belonged to the Power Rangers native to Dimension X, where General Krang has pretty much obliterated everything and has set up his shop. So these Power Rangers were pretty long gone by the time this story comes around. Well, during Volume 2 of the comic, the Ninja Turtles head to the mysterious dimension while the Rangers stay on Earth and fight their fight. The Turtles end up stumbling upon these 4 Dimension X Ranger morphers, and in an awesome panel, we see them turn into the Dimension X Rangers. Now, with their own power coins and morphers, the Turtles are able to morph into a Ranger team all of their own, and they kick some serious butt. Number 4, the Solar Rangers. Debuting in May 2019, we got 6 Solar Rangers who were actually just a combination of 6 different Rangers from the canon that we've seen before. But the original 7 Solar Rangers were created by Praetor thousands of years ago when the Void was disconnected from the Morphin grid. The Solarix devices were used to sever this universe from the grid, but also to empower a team of Rangers to defend this universe until it could finally reconnect with the grid. Over time, as the Solar Rangers grew old, Praetor lost faith that the Void would ever be reconnected to the grid, and so he sought out each Ranger's Solarix with the intent of destroying them. Unfortunately, he was able to bring down 6 of the Solar Rangers and their Solarix, but the 7th one, the Purple Ranger, managed to get out of there. Over time, the Purple Solarix was passed down from person to person until it landed at Alarian. She eventually split the crystal in her Solarix into 6 pieces to power up a new team of Solar Rangers, which was what we were talking about at the beginning of this entry. Number 3, the Promethea Rangers. That new team of Solar Rangers, the ones that debuted in May 2019, weren't just any old Rangers. This team was called the Promethea Rangers, and they each had experience on separate Rangers teams. Other than Ilarion, the Purple Solar Ranger, this team was made up of the Ranger Slayer, Kimberly Ann Hart, who is not someone to scoff at. One of my favorite Rangers, Magna Defender, Mike Corbett, the 2nd Yellow Zeo Ranger, Tanya Sloan, the Dino Charged Dark Ranger, Heckle, the Green Samurai Ranger, Cameron Watanabe, and the Red Space Ranger, Andros. So if you know anything about Power Rangers, you should know that none of these Rangers are pushovers, not even by a little bit. They will rock your shit. They were all on board the Promethea and were recruited by Grace Sterling to save the Rangers Lord Drakon had depowered. Things didn't go quite to plan, but if you want to know the details, you may have to do the necessary reading because I'm moving on. Number 2, the Mighty Mutant Power Rangers. Okay, I know, a lot of this list is TMNT and Rangers, but look, I've just been reading it and I find it to be so much fun, so let me just indulge here, and also you should definitely check out this comic because it's pretty cool. Okay, so in Volume 2 of TMNT/Power Rangers, the Rangers all lose access to being able to morph and are left powerless yet again like they were in Volume 1. But thankfully, Billy and Donatello have been chumming around together, running experiments and having a good old grand smartass time. One such experiment seemed to be with the mutagen that turned the Turtles into what they are, and with the power coins themselves. The results of all that experimenting was the Mighty Mutant Power Rangers. Essentially, this is the 6 Mighty Morphin Rangers turning themselves into mutated dinosaur versions of themselves. So they each become an anthropomorphic mastodon, pterodactyl, triceratops, saber-toothed tiger, Tyrannosaurus rex, and I guess a dragon, which isn't really a dinosaur, but it's just so cool. And finally, in at number 1, it's the Ranger Sentries. The Ranger Sentries were essentially an army created by a corrupted and evil version of Tommy Oliver, the infamous and insanely powerful Lord Drakon. In the world of the Coinless and alternate reality, Drakon created a whole army of humans who wore mass-produced Ranger armor. The Mastodon Sentries, in their super cool black and white costumes, acted as like the police force and the bulk of the army in this world. The pink Pterodactyl Sentries were the long-range sniper infantry in support for the Mastodons. The green Zeo Sentries were the mobile infantry, and they also had these awesome tank mechs that were super cool. The silver Space Sentries were the air support, and they had super sweet jetpacks and energy blasters, so obviously super cool there as well. Jetpacks are always a win. But then we had the Jungle Fury Rhinos, who were essentially tanks, just big, hulking, strong guys in massive armor. Also very cool. There were blue samurai sentries, and they seemed to be the melee foot soldiers of the army, as a force of them with the Macedon sentries invaded the city of Corinth. And we also got these awesome dino-charged gold sentries who had these massive shields and super heavy firepower, and they would make up shield walls. They were just so dope. Next up would be the saber-tooth sentries in yellow, who seem to act as lieutenants, and they are the step under the Tyrannosaurus sentries, the Red Rangers of the armies, who serve as the personal elite guard of Drakon and the other evil forces like Rita Repulsa and Scorpina. That was a lot, I know, but as you might have picked up, each of these class of soldiers were based on a ranger from across the Power Rangers universe, which is really interesting. After Drakon went through and took the morphers from at least one of every single team that has ever existed, so that's kinda cool. Also a little scary, but there you have it! 10 more of the newest Rangers that you likely have not heard of. Some were teams and groups of Rangers, but that's just how it goes. I'm Adam Andrews, this is Top 10 Nerd. I'll catch you all on the flippy flop. Stay safe out there. Peace!